He's such a complex figure. On the surface, it's easy to be like, oh, he's just this dark and brooding vigilante.
Right.
But when you look deeper, he's really like this walking embodiment of unhealed trauma.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's the whole origin story, the murder of his parents.
Right.
Like, that's superhero 101.
Yeah.
But it's not just a sad backstory.
Exactly.
It's like the core of everything he becomes.
It's like the root of his entire persona. It's not just that he experienced this trauma,
Right.
but that he never really dealt with it in a healthy way.
Mhm.
And you can see practically check off the boxes for PTSD.
Yeah.
The flashbacks, nightmares, hypervigilance.
Oh, wow.
And he channels all of that into this almost obsessive need to control crime in Gotham.
So it's not just about catching bad guys.
Right.
It's like he's trying to control this chaos that took his parents from him.
Yeah.
Trying to impose order on a world that just feels fundamentally unsafe to him.
And this is where the idea of the shadow self comes into play.
Okay.
You know, this is that Jungian concept, you know, that everyone has this dark side, a part of themselves that they repress. And for Batman, his shadow self is pretty much in control.
Oh, interesting.
All of his fear, his rage, his need for vengeance,
Wow.
it's all bubbling right beneath the surface.
Which brings us to the Joker, right?
Of course, the Joker.
He's like the walking embodiment of all that darkness.
He's not just a villain, he's chaos personified.
Oh, I like that.
He represents everything Batman fears. Loss of control, descent into madness.
It's like this constant push and pull between order and chaos.
Exactly.
They almost need each other in this weird, twisted way.
They absolutely do, because without the Joker,
Yeah.
would Batman even have a reason to be Batman? He'd just be Bruce Wayne.
Right, just a billionaire with issues.
Exactly.
Okay, so Batman is all about trauma, shadow self, battling chaos.
Yeah.
What about Spider-Man? He seems so different.
Oh, yeah. Completely different. Night and day.
Almost the opposite in a lot of ways.
Totally.
So how do we make sense of that?
Well, and that's what makes this comparison so fascinating.
Right.
Because if Batman represents the darkness, Spider-Man represents the light.
Okay.
Classic hero's journey. Ordinary person gets extraordinary powers and chooses to use them for good.
Yeah, and it's not just that he wants to do good. There's this real sense of innocence, this purity about him.
Right.
Even when he faces tragedy, loses people he loves,
Yeah.
there's still this underlying optimism.
It's the key difference, you know? Forgiveness. Spider-Man chooses to forgive, to move forward, believe there's still good in the world, doesn't let the darkness consume him.
Where Batman is holding on to that pain,
Exactly.
using it to fuel his mission.
Right, and that's a valid approach,
Yeah.
but it comes at a cost.
Okay.
Batman is constantly at war, not just with criminals, but with himself.
So we have these two contrasting figures, the traumatized vigilante, the hopeful hero.
Yeah.
It's like two opposite paths.